What's up, football fans? Welcome back to the channel, where we break down the biggest stories, hottest updates, and most electrifying moments from the NFL. I'm your host, Ronnie, and trust me, you don't want to miss today's episode before we dive into the incredible comeback story of Kansas City Chiefs defensive end Charles Omenihu and his preparation for the AFC Championship game. Take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications too, because we're bringing you the latest NFL updates every single week. Got it good? Let's get into it. All right, let's rewind the clock a bit. Charles Omenihu, the 6'5", 280-pound defensive powerhouse, joined the Kansas City Chiefs in 2023 after leaving the San Francisco 49ers. Chiefs fans were hyped about what he could bring to the table. With his size, speed, and knack for disrupting offenses, he seemed like the perfect addition to KC's already stacked defensive unit. But as every NFL fan knows, the road to success isn't always smooth. Shortly before the start of the 2023 season, Omenihu faced a setback, a suspension 4 games, just as ChiefsKingdom was gearing up for a season full of promise. Omenihu had to watch from the sidelines. Now let's pause here for a moment. Imagine being in his shoes. You've spent months training, learning a new playbook, and building chemistry with your teammates. Then suddenly, boom, a roadblock. It's every athlete's nightmare. But Omenihu didn't crumble. Instead, he turned that adversity into fuel. In a recent interview, Omenihu shared how that suspension gave him a fresh perspective. He said it was a time for reflection. I had to reset mentally, physically, and emotionally. I knew I had to come back stronger, not just for myself, but for the team. And boy, did he deliver when Charles Omenihu returned to the field in Week 5. It was like flipping a switch for the Chiefs' defense. Suddenly, opposing quarterbacks were under constant pressure. Omenihu's ability to penetrate the offensive line and disrupt plays brought a whole new energy to the team. One game that stands out: the Chiefs showdown against the Miami Dolphins in Week 9. Remember that it was supposed to be an offensive masterclass by Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins' high-octane attack. But Omenihu had other plans. He recorded multiple pressures, forced key errors, and even batted down a pass at the line of scrimmage. The performance reminded everyone why the Chiefs brought him to Kansas City in the first place. In his words, "I'm not here to just play football. I'm here to dominate. I want quarterbacks to feel me coming every single snap." Now that's the kind of energy Chiefs fans love to hear. Fast forward to now, the Kansas City Chiefs are preparing for their 5th consecutive AFC Championship, Game 5 in a row. That's a dynasty in the making, folks. But this year's matchup feels different. The stakes are higher, the competition tougher, and the pressure off the charts for Charles Omenihu. This game is personal. Why? Because he's got something to prove. Not just to himself, but to the entire NFL. He's already become a key piece in Steve Spagnuolo's defensive schemes, and his role in this game could very well decide whether the Chiefs punch their ticket to another Super Bowl. In a press conference earlier this week, Omenihu talked about what it takes to prepare for a game of this magnitude. He said, "It's not just about X's and O's. It's about mindset. You've got to approach every snap like it's the last one you'll ever play. And let's not forget the challenge ahead. Depending on who the Chiefs face, they'll either be up against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, who've had their number in recent years, or Josh Allen and the Bills, who are hungry for redemption. Either way, Omenihu knows he'll be tasked with getting after 2 of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks. So what's the vibe like inside the Chiefs locker room right now? According to Omenihu, it's all business. He mentioned that leaders like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Chris Jones have been vocal about staying focused and not letting the moment get too big. Omenihu said, When you've got guys like Pat and Kelce leading the charge, it's hard not to feel confident, but at the same time, we know this isn't going to be handed to us. We've got to earn it, and earning it means putting in the work. Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo has reportedly been tailoring game plans to maximize Omenihu's versatility, whether he's lining up on the edge rushing from the interior or dropping back in coverage. Omenihu's ability to adapt makes him a nightmare for opposing offenses. Let's talk about Chiefs Kingdom for a second. You guys are the heartbeat of this team, and Omenihu knows it. In fact, he gave a special shout-out to the fans earlier this week. He said, when you step onto that field at Arrowhead and hear that crowd roar, it's like nothing else. It's a reminder of why we play this game. Arrowhead Stadium is known as one of the loudest venues in all of sports, and you better believe the fans will bring the noise. For the AFC Championship game, if you're heading to the game, make sure to bring the energy because Omenihu and the rest of the defense feed off it. One thing that really stands out about Charles Omenihu is his growth, not just as a player, but as a person over the past year. He's talked a lot about the importance of mental health and staying grounded. He recently said the NFL is a grind physically, mentally, emotionally. It pushes you to your limits, but having a strong support system and staying true to who you are makes all the difference. It's stories like these that remind us football isn't just a game, it's a journey. And for Omenihu, that journey is just getting started. So what's the outlook for Omenihu and the Chiefs as they gear up for the AFC Championship if Omenihu continues to dominate in the trenches and the Chiefs' defense keeps playing at an elite level? They've got a real shot at bringing home another Lombardi Trophy. But as Omenihu said, we can't look too far ahead. It's one game at a time, one play at a time. That's how championships are won. Whether it's pressuring the quarterback, stopping the run, or making game-changing plays, Omenihu is ready to leave it all on the field. And as fans, we're ready to witness greatness. All right, Chiefs, that's a wrap on today's video. Charles Omenihu's story is one of resilience, hard work, and sheer determination. And it's going to be incredible to see what he does in the AFC Championship game. If you're just as pumped as I am, drop a comment below and let me know your predictions. Will the Chiefs make it to another Super Bowl? Can Omenihu deliver another standout performance? I want to hear from you. And hey, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest NFL updates. Ronnie signing off. See you next time.